social media, online trends, what your children are encountering on a daily basis, right? And this is something that in the school setting, I'm noticing as a teacher, but then also as a mother of two, I've experienced as well on a personal basis as well. And I think it's something that is sort of the elephant in the room, if you will, that nobody wants to really talk about. A lot of us resort to using phones or iPads or computers as a source of entertainment for our kids when they are idle and they have nothing else to do. When these devices came around and kind of gained prevalence, we all saw an opportunity to provide our children with very streamlined and easy, spoon-fed content. And as much as that was a benefit for maybe a small time, a lot of these algorithms started to kind of take hold. And what your child would like versus what you would like would start to be calculated. Okay, and this is where it changed. When we were younger, we would have maybe programs on television that we would watch, maybe enjoy, we would tune in at that time, at that day, and then watch cartoons, and then move on to something else. But now it's become more just this whole world, right? So what I really wanted to discuss today, and I sort of want to present to you the problem, okay? And then Sister Muslim is going to present to you the solution, okay? I'm not here to provide the solution as much as I want to make you aware of what is going on, because it's one of those situations that can sort of sneak around in the household, okay? And so starting off, just kind of some of the things that you might have been hearing your students talk about: social media challenge, social trend. You might be hearing them use language that, you know, just off the bat sounds very strange or kind of hard to decode or understand. I kind of want to talk about those things. I won't be able to go through everything, mind you, because just as with our generations and older generations, there's always some kind of new lingo or fad language that comes out that each generation is aware of. So this is part of just part of human development, right? Language. Therefore, it would take several hours to go through everything, but I do want to talk about this. So what is a social media challenge? The reason I brought this up is because this is one of the things that, as a teacher, I do hear students talking about. I hear my own children talking about it. Oh, there's a social media challenge online. So this is usually an online trend. Individuals are going to participate in a specific activity, and this is often encouraged by influencers, celebrities, or peers, and then they're encouraged to share their experience or their attempt at it on that social media platform, okay? There's so much wrong with this when we're talking about anybody under the age of 18, even under the age of 21. I'm going to go a little step further here. Anybody under the age of 21 their brains are still developing. So anytime we got something that encourages somebody to do something outside of what they typically do and then, display it or share it on a public platform, in mine and many professionals' opinions, it's a no-go, okay? So if you hear your children talking about social media platform, TikTok, Instagram, I'm trying to think of all the Discord, places where they can communicate are places we really need to be paying attention. Okay, this is the biggest thing. You can't turn a blind eye. You cannot hand your child a device and just walk away anymore. Okay, I really want to emphasize that because that is something that maybe we could have gotten away with 10 years ago. But as time has changed, these creators are getting very sneaky and they're putting stuff in these videos, in the music, in the ads for the games that is just completely off the wall. I'm just going to say it like that. I'm not issuing FEC here, but I'm just telling you that you'll see what I mean. Okay, so now the first one here, the Tide Pod challenges, it's a little dated, but I simply brought it to your attention for the sake of explaining what I mean. When I say social media challenge, a few years ago, children were consuming Tide Pods. That is detergent meant to clean clothing, and then they were challenged to consume it, and children were getting hospitalized ill from this, okay? And I know you think to yourself, no, I've raised my children better than that. They're not silly enough to do this. But we're not talking about just like that free time where they say, okay, I'm gonna just go eat a Tide Pod. It's more 50 members of their class have all said, hey, we've all done it and it's super cool, you should do this. You'll get so many views. You can even make money, you know? That kind of language constantly being thrown in their direction is where you're seeing this outlandish stuff, and it is very real. The Cinnamon Challenge was one that I even had personal experience with, and this was in Wisconsin when I was at another school, but we had a child taken to the hospital because they almost choked to death on cinnamon. The idea is to put as much cinnamon as you can in your mouth and try to swallow it all at once, but cinnamon can be deadly if you do that. So that's why that challenge even was brought about. So you have to understand that they're encouraging activities that could be potentially mortally dangerous, okay? The Ice Bucket Challenge, maybe in better spirits, right? Maybe a little bit nicer, but the idea is to dump a bucket of ice water onto somebody who's unsuspecting or who's in on the idea. But again, when you're dumping ice cold water, it can send the body into shock. People have gone into cardiac arrest from that. Milk crate challenge, how tall can we make those milk crates, and then do certain physical activities to see when and if they fall, and if that person should fall with it. Again, these are just like a small, if you can imagine an iceberg in the ocean, small bit of ice above the water, big bold underneath.